Marvel Legends, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, Gamerverse. Let's get it. What is good, my peeps? It's Ruckus back at you again. We've got another action figure review, and let me say right now, this will probably be the quickest review that I've ever done, and you will know why momentarily. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. What we're looking at is Miles Morales, aka Spider-Man. This is from the Spider-Man 2 game, PS5 Spider-Man 2 game. As you can see the logo there, and you see the figure and the digital, the digital render, and of course the artwork in the behind him. We'll turn it. You see you've got some more of that artwork right there. You see Gamerverse right down there at the bottom. Turn to the other side. This is not associated with any waves, so you're not getting any sketches of a Build-A-Figure. Instead, we get another digital render of the figure itself. Look at the top. You've got the Spider-Man logo turning to the rear, and we've got another digital render of the figure in a pose. And to our right, we have we've got the digital renders of the accessories that come with Miles, and then of course there's the Spider logo behind him. So that's what we got going on. So here we have Miles on our rotating base, giving you a 360-degree visual of the figure. And here's where I let you know about why this is going to be a very, 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 very quick review. This is the exact same figure that we've gotten before a few years ago from the Miles Morales game, also of PlayStation lore. It's the same figure. There are some very, very subtle, very slight differences, which we will go over momentarily. Miles comes with three, count them, three additional pair of hands. What we're looking at right here is the mirrored hands. He comes out of packaging with a fist and a wall crawling hand, a right wall crawling hand, and a left fist. And you see we've got the reflection going on right here. We also get a pair of whipping hands. And if you know anything about Miles' power set, you know what's up with these hands. He has a shock power, like a sting, I guess, an electro sting. And we've got these hands here. We've gotten these type of hands before. You'll see what I'm talking about also momentarily. These are molded in a translucent blue, and they look pretty nice. Finally, we get a cat. I don't know the significance of this. I guess we'll see that in the game, but we get a cat. I believe we've seen this cat before in the form of Goose with Captain Marvel. This isn't Goose, but it is a feline. Now we're looking at Miles close up. I'm not going to spend too much time looking at him like this because, as I stated when he was rotating around the base, this is the exact same figure we received a few years ago, so we already know what we're getting. So just look at him real quick just to see how nice it is in terms of the line work and everything else. I do believe that the head sculpt is slightly different, maybe slightly. I might be just trying to tell myself that, but I'm telling you, this is the exact same figure. When I do the comparison, I'll show you the subtle differences. I've got him sitting down, so he's crunched out already. So just looking at him, look at the line work on the arms right there. Look at those hands, the top of those hands. I want you to keep those in mind. All right. Then going down, and you don't have very much else going on. Everything is above the waist in terms of paint with this figure. Here's our zoomed out pose of Miles, and here he is with the previous two versions that we got before. These were GameStop exclusives. Our Miles here in the middle is not, and rightfully so. No reason to make it an exclusive of something that we've gotten before, and I do mean have gotten before. You see it's the same exact figure, just of course the camouflage version is in fluorescent. He's got the Venom Blast or Electro Blast, whatever you want to call it, on his left hand, talking about the translucent one, the camouflaged Miles. And then we've got on our left side, you see, I mean, it just is what it is. I'm going to take the fluorescent guy out so we can concentrate on these two. And I want you to see, when I told you to take note of those hands, I'm going to turn you to our left so you can see what I'm talking about. Those hands, you see we've got some additional paint on the Spider-Man 2 Miles Morales that we don't have on the older version. The older version, the gloves have some detail on it, only it was left paintless, and we got paint here. We also have paint along going down the arm, so that's where we have some differences. In fact, the arm itself is different because we've got some line work going on here, whereas this is just it's just plain. In fact, this bicep is a little bit smaller than the bicep on the previous version. I'm looking at them, and this bicep is, believe it or not, a little bit beefier. You've got the red there and the red there, but over here we've got some mesh line work going on. In terms of the rear, this is what we got going on in the back there. They both have the Spidey logo, but it's different on the back, so there is that difference. We do have that difference going on. So yeah, it's just really basically the paint work. In terms of below, you see you get nothing going on below, but when you look at the shoes, looking at the older one, the first one, the original one, you've got some red paint down there at the bottom of the heel of the shoe, whereas with our new guy, we've got red paint along the soles. So that's what we've got there. In fact, the soles themselves are red, whereas these are just straight black. So that's really all you get. I'm not going to go over the articulation with this guy, or even do the different poses with the different hands. I've got one of his Venom shock hands on with him, and got his cat along with him in his final shot. What I will do is, I have reviewed the previous version before, the previous versions before, and I'll link them in the video at the end there if you want to see anything like the articulation segment and showing off the different pairs of hands. You could refer to those. But that's about the size of it with our Miles Morales from the Spider-Man 2 PS5 game. An exact same figure with some subtle differences. The biceps are different on the arms. Of course, the paint apps along the arms, the feet, the rear with the spider logo, they're different. I was trying to see if there was really a difference with the head sculpt. I didn't really see anything. If there is a difference there, it's quite subtle, very subtle. I think they're the same, but the only thing different are the paint apps, upper torso, the rear, and of course the bottom of the boots. That's about it. And the other thing different, we get a cat this time. So that'll do it for this review. Please like, share, and subscribe. I've got a somewhat influx of people subscribing. Bless you all. I thank you so much for that. Let's keep it coming. I appreciate you all for doing that. And but I'm greedy. Let's get it in for some more, so I can keep doing what it is that I'm doing here, and bring you guys more reviews. I'm thinking about expanding and having some podcasts, like talking about the state of Marvel Legends and other toy lines, and maybe things like what's going on with Comic-Con in a few weeks. But we'll see. Anyway, that will do it for this video. Yeah, it's just the same figure. And with Hasbro, I guess in their estimation, just repeating, reusing is how it gets done.